So today's reading would be excerpt from One-Eyed Cat. For strategies that you can use, it is KRA, which is one of my strategies. It's know, read, and answer. Basically, for know, you have to know what you're about to read. So what I would do, I would read and analyze the directions, titles, and questions. In here, for example, in this story, the direction says read this story, then answer questions 1 through 7. Based off of that, you know, it's a story. So I have to enter in a story mindset, basically. The title says excerpt from One-Eyed Cat. From that, you know that it's going to have something to do with a cat and it probably has one eye, right? In the questions, you can see, for example, here it says Scully, Mr. Scully, so a character. It says the cold, probably the setting. It says Ned, cat, some characters. Some things that might happen would be Ned feels a certain way, right? He leaves a cat, right? And we have to find a central theme, and the cat somehow impacted Ned's life. Those are some things that we're looking for or that we already know about the text before even reading it, right? So, next part is read. You would read, right? While you're reading, you would annotate too. So, for example, in the case of the text, in the first and second paragraph, you can see that, like, if I'm annotating, which I did on the side, I put winter and setting, basically because it's talking about some keywords. For example, let's see, snow, cold, shivering, snowball, wet mittens, sled. You can also see grape juice. Some stuff like that would kind of put me in the mentality of winter. The second paragraph also states on the 1st of December. From that, we already know the setting. We already know around what time it is. So we know it's winter. We know it's December. You know, it's snowing because it's saying stuff about the snow, right? And since we already we could say, since we already read the questions, we already know what we're looking for to answer the multiple choice, right? So you could annotate question 1. You can annotate question 1, question 2. You can annotate questions, the question number, right where it answers. You can also see that over here, question 3, little stuff like that. Or you can underline and circle and stuff. That's strategy. Now for the A in KRA, the A stands for answer. After that, you would just answer questions. So you would obviously go back into the text because that's where you have your most information, your most evidence to support whatever answer, right? For example, let me find a question that I can show an example of this. Oh, question 5, right? So the question says, Ned's decision to leave the cat causes. So when we go back into the text, we need to find where would it say something about him leaving the cat and what it would cause. You can see this when the text around line 55, it's around down here. It says, he tried very hard to concentrate on his lessons. Go back down. But try as he might, the image of the unmoving animal on the ragged old quilt persisted. The cat had looked at Ned, had cocked his head as though to see him better. Its one eye, narrowed, had reminded him of a grain of wheat. Basically, as you can see, we go back to question 5. The answers, right, would be A, the cat to become more afraid. B, Ned to leave the cat behind by the other children. C, the cat to go hungry for the rest of the day. D, Ned to be distracted from his work during school. Based off of what we just read, we didn't read anything about the cat becoming more afraid. So you would immediately cross it out. Immediately cross it out. B, Ned to be left behind by other children. Doesn't say nothing about leaving behind, right? Immediately cross that out. The cat going hungry for the rest of the day. Let me see. If I go back, I don't see anything about food. X out. And it's not really talking about the cat. Also, pay mind to that. It's mostly talking about Ned. Mostly. It mentions the cat, but it's mostly talking about Ned. D, Ned to be distracted from his work during school. Go back. Was he in school? Yes. said he tried very hard to concentrate on his lessons, but try as he might, the image of an unmoving animal on the ragged road, old quilt persisted. So he was distracted. So the only logical, really, answer to this would be D. So the whole thing would be Ned's decision to leave the cat causes Ned to be distracted from his work during school. Little stuff like that. So, like I said before, the strategy, KRA, or you could do KRAA for know, read, and annotate, and then answer. Easy.